Nice. All right. Hi everyone. So if I were creating, a new wizarding school, in the U.S., I'm not really gonna copy Hogwarts system directly. I see the appeal and why it works because it fosters a sense of community and spirit, but I also think it creates a lot of division and stereotypes between the student body. So rather than sorting students into permanent housing based on just traits, I'd create a more like flexible system. So I think one of the biggest advantages with the house system is it gives the students a sense of belonging right away, but as soon as they go to the school, you're immediately divided off into smaller communities. And according to Sims, houses similar to like clubs and organizations in the real world because it gives people a shared identity and teamwork. And I think that's one of the reasons why people like the housing system so much. Similar to like Greek life, like fraternity. I think you can draw a lot of parallels to that. So yeah, it gives a sense of pride within the students, and it also feels more interconnected. At the same time, though, I think the housing system also creates fairly harmful stereotypes among how the students see each other. This is particularly prominent with Slytherin, as they are often seen as dishonest or malignant, and that more has to do with the dark history of Slytherin. But Gryffindor, on the other hand, are seen as brave and heroic. And while there's reasons behind that, I don't think it's fair to like blanket label entire group of people based on like a few different circumstances. So yeah, this kind of connects with what Art was talking about with social categorization. People are naturally going to group each other. And once these groups are created, stereotypes and biases can develop. And instead of judging people based on who they actually are and like their personality, we start judging them based on mass grouping and who they belong to or associate with. And I think between Gryffindor and Slytherin especially, I think this is a good example because students often assume things about each other's housing or houses without actually knowing each other, which is like the genesis between Draco and Harry Potter's like apparent rivalry. So yeah, in conclusion, if I was going to do my own wizarding school, I wouldn't get rid of the system directly with housing, but I would definitely change it. I think students can still be sorted into houses based on friendships and spirit, but you don't have to like mass adopt everything about that house, and you can still group off and like connect with other people. Yeah. And I also think, in addition to that, you should have the autonomy to change houses if you don't feel like you belong well to one of them. So yeah, overall, I think the housing system has really good benefits when it comes to creating community within the students, but I also think the weaknesses encourages and almost fosters stereotyping and judgment within each other, and not actually seeing and learning about who they actually are. I think adopting a more flexible version of this is still going to give a lot of belonging to the students, but you're also going to be able to learn and like coexist and maybe develop relationships with people from other backgrounds. Thank y'all.